Hi, George. Well, finished with the TV show. What do you want me to do now?
Did you have a good time in there, Stanley?
Yeah. Oh, boy, it was fun.
Great. How'd you like to do it every day?
Yeah. That would be neat. Hey, wait a minute. Do I still get to be the janitor?
Sure.
Oh, okay. It's a deal.
Welcome back, everyone.
Hello.
I got scared. I dropped my hot pocket.
I'm drinking rum.
It's rum and nerdy.
I'm drinking rum.
The time has come.
I'm drinking rum.
So grab a glass, some ice, your bottle, 'cause we're about to drink some rum.
Kicking like I usually do, drinking.
I'm drinking rum.
Here's Greg and Garrick.
Hey everybody, welcome to Rum and Nerdy. I'm Greg.
And I'm Garrick.
And this is episode 5.36, the 1956 Nash Metropolitan.
And why we picked that one?
Because that was the car that Weird Al Yankovic drove in the movie UHF.
And if you haven't seen the movie UHF, you are missing out on comedic gold from one of America's national treasures, Weird Al Yankovic.
Okay, let's be really honest. If they haven't seen UHF, why are they listening to this podcast?
It's probably safe. That's safe. That is a safe statement.
Yeah. 1989 would have done much better, but like didn't it open against like Batman or some shit?
Yeah, I think it opened up against some it had crazy competition at the box office, but it's really good.
It was.
It's a really good, clean, old school freaking comedy.
Yeah, and this is it's really, you don't think about it, but it's like Weird Al is very family oriented. So it's like he doesn't cuss, he doesn't like he's weird. He does just the most batshit crazy things, but he would never call it batshit crazy. He would call it
bat crap crazy
or guano, like something. Anyway, yeah, and a lot like so. Interesting cast for this too. Obviously, Weird Al, Victoria Jackson.
Yeah.
Boy, she got weird. We have what's his name? We were talking about that last night on the way.
Michael Richards.
Michael Richards
was like
one of his first things ever. But yeah, it was really, really cool. I mean, iconic Weird Al, just rambling consciousness of weirdness. But anyway, we get sidetracked.
It had a lot of heart. It's very funny. Highly recommend it. I can't pass a supply closet without laughing my ass off.
Well, but Garrick, why is it that we were talking about Al Yankovic?
Because we went to go see the penultimate show of his Bigger and Weirder 2025 tour in St. Augustine, Florida. Which I feel is vaguely important to the story.
Yeah.
This was your first Weird Al show.
It was, and all the time, and all the things, and everything else. Yeah, that was.
So what'd you think?
It was crazy. It was good, high energy. Nothing is safe. He makes fun of everything. Probably most of all himself, which I think.
It's part of his shtick. And the thing I love about a Weird Al show is a current Weird Al show. He's been doing this for 40 years.
Yeah.
So there is so much of just him goofing around with celebrities in media. They play a lot of his pop culture clips, like, hey, he's been a guest on The Simpsons and, this show and that show. And like he does all sorts of stuff. And they play all of those little clips peppered throughout the concert because they do a lot of costume changes.
A lot.
I every time they would come out and they do a new song or they're in a whole new outfit. I tried to capture it because I'm like, no one's going to believe that this was the same show, and that's been one of the biggest comments I've seen so far. It's oh wow,
yeah,
can't believe he did that.
Yeah, so he but he's been doing it forever and ever and ever. Like, I think when we headed up, actually, let's come back to this. First off, beer tender.
Oh, okay. So we promised that we were going to come back to this.
We
the
did.
Santa Teresa 1796 Triple Aged Solera Rum.
Yeah.
which this may or may not be a Chinese knockoff.
No, it's not. No, it's just weird because there's not a lot of information
Like
online
the
about
website doesn't even acknowledge that they made this rum.
There is another website for Santa Teresa that does cover it more, but it's just like santateresa.com mostly covers their primary rum.
You know, the manufacturer whose rum it is.
Yeah. So apparently they've got a couple things, which is weird, but we figured it out. I found some stuff. But anyway.
Buy this on eBay or what was it?
No, I bought it up at Nightly.
Oh, nice.
The liquor store up on the corner.
This is the one it was our New Zealand recap episode. I think that's where we opened this up.
Yep. Ooh. It's late night. I'm still yawning. So here we go. While you're pouring that up, I'm going to throw out there. So to finish briefly, and then we'll go into the rum, and then we'll go back into the nerdy. When we sat down, we were eating dinner or a little quick fast food before we went over to the show. One of the things that we mentioned was that I had asked, like, what was everybody's original, like, earliest memory? Because we all grew up with this, and I had mentioned that my buddy Scott and I were childhood friends, and I remember, because he lived over by the grade school, and not far from him was the little strip mall where there was a record shop, and we would go over there, and he collected 45s. So I remember getting him buying a 45 of a Weird Al song, and then
what song?
I don't remember exactly which one, but I remember when I bought the cassette of that whole album, which this would have been around 1985.
Okay.
So at the time I was 11, 12 years old, somewhere in there.
Yeah.
And we'd walk up there and we'd get that. And so Weird Al, his first album, Weird Al Yankovic, was released in 1983 and topped the U.S. charts at 139, which for a parody act that nobody had ever heard of, nobody had heard anything
really
like
good.
that. It was pretty cool that, he hit 139. And then I've got the list up, so we'll kind of talk about it and where he's been in his career through all of his albums. But we'll come back to that. So let's do the rum.
Yeah.
So this is Santa Teresa. Specifically, this is the Triple Aged Solera Rum. And as we've discussed many times, what Solera is, it's basically the process of without going too heavily into it. It's like there is evaporation.
It's the blending process.
Well, but it's also in the aging process how you rotate the barrels through storage so that every barrel spends the same amount of time in the same stack. In a similar stack and position within that. So it's when you're in a warehouse, if you have a barrel stacked at the top, they would get more radiant heat from like the roof of the warehouse, whereas the bottom ones don't. So how do they rotate that through and blend so that you're getting a natural overall blending of that evaporation through the
the rum is blended down the stack. That's I think Solera actually means like bottom of the stack or something like that.
Yeah. So so what do they say here? Santa Teresa 17 is a triple-aged, single-estate Venezuelan Solera rum, renowned for its exceptional quality and low sugar content, which is good for me right now, with only 3 grams per 750 milliliter bottle. This super premium rum, aged for up to 35 years in American white oak barrels, previously used to age bourbon, it is crafted entirely on the Hacienda Santa Teresa, where the sugar cane is grown, pressed, fermented, distilled, blended, aged, and bottled. Santa Teresa is Venezuela's oldest rum producer, and its family-owned distillery with over 228 years of history is award-winning Santa Teresa 1796 rum. Is crafted using the artisanal Solera method and is renowned for its dry, smooth, and complex character while maintaining a uniquely low sugar content. So I was on a podcast this week.
You're on a podcast every week.
I was on a different podcast.
Oh, a different one.
I was, yeah. So we'll talk about that in a little bit, but I just bring it up because I was told I have a very soothing voice on that. It's like, may I ask you just a second?
I'm going to need you to count sheep for me as I'm falling asleep.
Yeah.
That would be great.
It's like, smooth voice. Are you saying I'm boring? No, I'm saying. Anyway, I was asked about
I'm just saying,
entrepreneurial.
It sounds like you're about to introduce a saxophone player at the dentist office.
Ladies and gentlemen, please sit back while your dentist drills into your skull, and we present to you the smoothing stylings. Yes.
Yeah.
Anyway,
That's my best saxophone.
there we go. Anyway, so what do we got? We got a appearance, red amber color.
Oh.
This looks like the liquid form of what the mosquito was trapped in Jurassic Park.
It is quite ambery. It's
Yes.
It's nice. Not overly ambery, but I mean it's still a nice dark rum.
Yeah.
I'm assuming we mentioned this before. It's very smooth. Like it smells delicious.
Yeah. So nose, according to Santa Teresa, it is fruity aroma with notes of wood, prunes, dry fruit, honey, tobacco, and dark chocolate. And I smell the tobacco for sure in here, and maybe the honey, and maybe the fruit. And mostly for me, I would say honey, tobacco, and maybe like that pruny dry fruitness in it. But I'd say tobacco is
dry fruitness,
like prunes and other dried fruits, like prunes.
Smells like
it's
a charcuterie board at the after party.
Yeah.
Definitely the honey.
Oh, when you take a sip, that honey pops. Palate. Toasted and smoked flavor notes of dark chocolate nuts, cane, honey, prunes, and a hint of pepper. I don't really get the pepper, but man, that smooth honey. Like a mead. If mead was rum, it would be this.
Ooh, that's a really good description. The pepper is all the way at the back. It's at the very end of your sipping experience.
Okay.
Take a sip, put it down, stare at the idiot next to you for a while.
Hey,
Pepper.
There's
There's like a little tingle of pepper.
You know, we've had stressful days. Today was one of those days that kind of made me feel stressed. And sitting here describing this rum and like taking that last gulp and just feeling that honey, coat my stressful day.
It's like Ricola.
For your soul. Ricola.
If Ricola would fail a breathalyzer.
Yeah.
This is exactly what it would be.
There you go. Finish rich, refined with an unexpected dry taste that evolves in every sip. I love this rum.
This is a really good rum. What was the price point on this?
I want to say we ran a like mid-40s.
This rum punches way above its weight.
Yeah.
If you're getting this for under $50.
Yeah.
Wow.
Now there is here you go on their website. It calls it 50. Now there is a second version of this that I did not get, but it screams your name.
Okay.
Arabic coffee cask finish.
Ooh. Oh. Ow. Where can I get that?
I don't know. Reddish amber color. Nose. Here you go. Nose. Notes of fresh brewed coffee, cocoa, charred wood, vanilla, and toasted almonds. Palate. A rich earthly harmony of coffee, brown sugar, cocoa nibs, tobacco, and dried fruit, and finish deep and smooth with hints of cocoa, coffee, and oak.
What's a cocoa nib?
It's like a cocoa, but it's just the edge of it. I don't know.
It's the cocos that ride the short bus.
Yeah.
Cocoa nib, N-I-B.
Yeah. It's a technical term.
What are cocoa nibs? Nutrition and benefits? No, just tell me what is a cocoa nib? People asked. Cocoa nib, also known as cocoa nib, are combined bits of dried cocoa beans which grow on cocoa. Yeah, no shit. Okay, so crumbled bits. Okay, so just crumbled bits of dry cocoa beans. But since you don't have whole cocoa beans floating around in your glass, I'm assuming they were crumbled at some point. Okay, whatever. Nibs. Okay.
Yeah,
It's a fancier word than bits.
Yeah. So, yeah, it's like
I'm really glad we
what are those pot smokers? They call it shake. The loose bits that are in the bottom of the grinder. Shake. It's shake.
Oh, okay.
Or in the bottom of your storage. Yeah.
Okay. Well, shit.
Yeah. Whatever.
I'm really glad we spent time talking about a rum we need to buy.
Yeah. We don't currently have that one. Anyway, so this is fantastic.
Yeah,
We're
this
gonna-
the triple aged Solera's
Ice cube for
outstanding.
science. Might as well check this box before we move on.
This is going to get a cube. I'm not going to put Coke in this at all.
I might at the end
Really?
for science, but
Okay, fine. At the very end, but only for science. So this is one cube floating around.
Oh, that's nice.
It's and these cubes are they're oddly shaped, and it's kind of floating on its side like the Andrea Doria.
Random. That's fantastic.
This is a very intelligent podcast.
Yeah.
You need to know a lot of random shit in order to fully appreciate
We're the
how dark our humor is.
We're the Dennis Miller of rum podcasts. We're gonna tell a joke, and you're gonna laugh at it later.
After you Google some shit.
Yeah.
I think the fact that
This joke takes research.
Yeah, the fact that Dennis Miller was offered a gig as an NFL commentator, like, I appreciated it, but half of the shit he said is just like, oh man, like
He's just seeing if he gets away with this, right? Anyway, we're not talking about football this week. Remember?
Yeah, that's right. We don't talk about football.
Oh, we can, but we're not going
talk
to.
about football. Yeah.
We're completely confused of how neither of our teams played.
Yeah, was it our bye week already? Oh,
Yeah.
well, weird.
My team played.
It was not a good good weekend of sport for Carrick.
Any given Sunday, right? That's what. Anyway, moving on. We're moving on from that. So back to UHF, right?
Well, hey, instead of talking about the movie that has been out for 30 years, how about we go back to the concert we saw yesterday?
Okay, fair, whatever.
Just saying. I think we gave enough of a movie explanation as to why we picked that crummy car.
Yeah.
If you're not familiar with the Nash Metropolitan, it is the exact car you would expect Weird Al to drive in an 80s movie.
Yeah. And if you are curious, you can, like, if you went to buy one, apparently they range from 11 to 30. Most of them are 21 to $30,000.
Jesus, is that restored?
Some of them, like this, is 21,000 restored. This one's 30,000, and it looks rough, but it's lifted.
Okay, not gonna lie, I would love to get one of these and then drop like an LS1 crate engine in it.
Jesus,
Would be. Could you imagine pulling up to somebody at a traffic light in a Nash Metropolitan?
This looks like. I mean, God, look at this one.
It looks like an old gasser drag car.
Yeah, this is totally a gasser.
What engine? Oh, yeah.
383 Chevy Stroker.
That's the car. That's the
Yeah.
exact car I was talking about.
Yeah, with a GM HEI ignition turbo, 350 transmission, Ford 9-inch rear.
350. It's garbage.
Curie axle, posi, professional square tube chassis, straight axle from end to end over stock. Yeah,
Technically, on a Ford 9-inch, it's a locker rear end, but I'm not going to split hairs over this head.
Okay. Oh.
Does he post like quarter mile times? He's got a hood scoop on it.
Yeah.
That's not hiding it. Like, I want a sleeper.
Well, like the chat, like this is, I wouldn't call it lifted, but it's clear that the suspension, the racing suspension, doesn't fit under the car.
I would call it lifted. That's lifted.
But not lifted like a 4-wheel drive truck, or like it's like, no, utilitarian. You turned it into a racing beast, you kind of have to make room for.
It has the old, what is it, the old gasser stance. You'd see
Yeah,
the drag
yeah,
strip.
for sure.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
Wow, that's freaking hilarious.
Here's one for 9,500, and it's adorable. This one looks like all original, pretty decent shape. Anyway, enough about this silly fucking car.
It looks like the car that Homer rented the one time that had the bumblebee hood ornament on it.
I don't recall that episode.
Oh, what kind of mileage does this get? 27 liters per hectare. And he's like, he's moving the gear shift knob, and there was like a backwards E and like a 1 on it, and
27 liters per hectare. That's fucking great. Anyway, so this concert, he didn't show up in that. So the
opening act.
The
Start there.
Oh yeah. And like I don't think you or I were kind of expecting that this was going to happen.
So backing up, let's back up.
Tell the story
to last week. I am planning a work meeting at work using my Outlook calendar, which runs my entire life. And I'm like, oh shit! Like, what's my availability look like on Wednesday? Go to Wednesday. I'm like, Weird Al Day. What the fuck is Weird Al Day?
Did you like block the day out, or did you?
I had blocked the whole day out. It's like it just said Weird Al Day, out of office all day. I'm like, what the fuck is this? And I check. I'm like, oh, there was a Weird Al concert this day. I think. Do I have tickets to that? So I called bartender Paul, my buddy bartender Paul.
Yeah.
And I'm like, hey Paul, you know how we were talking about getting Weird Al tickets? Yeah. Did we? Yeah. You got them? Yeah. We're going? Yeah. Cool. Should probably plan this out.
Yeah.
Because it's in St. Augustine. It's not local. It's just it's like, oh shit, okay. So that's a real thing that's happening.
It's local adjacent. It's not like we had to travel.
It's not Atlanta, but it's still, driving home at 11 o'clock at night from St. Augustine. It's like, ugh.
Yeah. Like I met you at your office at 4, and you dropped me off at my vehicle at 1:45 midnight.
Yeah.
So round trip, dinner, show, everything.
It was a day. But we had several people drop out, and thankfully found replacements for everybody. Drove up there.
Apparently I was a replacement.
Yeah, you're totally a replacement. I think Paul and I were at a party or something, and he's like, hey man, Weird Al's playing. You want to go? Yeah, sweet. I'll get tickets. Awesome. And that was like a year ago.
Yeah, I just want to throw this out there. I'm not a replacement. Don't ever do that shit to me again.
So I just buy you next time I go to a thing, like, hey.
Or like, I don't know, text message. Hey, this is totally like, oh, especially like, oh, this is a nerd thing. Maybe the guy that I've been doing a nerd podcast for 5.5 years, maybe he wants to go.
That's fair. It was a while ago.
Yeah.
It was a while ago.
And that's true. That's true. But it worked out for me because you reached out to me and you were like, hey, and you're like, hey, all it is the ticket is X. I'm like, that's only slightly higher than the ticket I just got you. Because
Tron.
We're going to Tron. And we're not just going to Tron. We're going to the Tron trilogy.
The Tron triple feature.
Yeah.
It's what that I'm not calling it a mistake, but there's a trophy to prove it. For the Lord of the Rings, when Return of the King came out, it's like, yeah, I know you got that. I have mine too. It might be in my garage, maybe. Or someone's garage.
Yeah.
It's in storage. It's in some form of storage. I got one of those. Yeah. Anyway, we're doing that with Tron.
Yeah.
So it's going to be half the time commitment as Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, it's the event is being produced through D23. This particular, the way they are doing it is only happening in Los Angeles and in Orlando, from what I can tell.
What?
That the way that they are doing it through D23.
No shit.
Is you can buy tickets there on like Tuesday and here on Wednesday, or vice versa, or whatever it is. So it's interesting because you have to be a member of D23, which surprisingly I wasn't. So I created an account. They do have a free account for just like, hey, you get the newsletter and shit. So I signed up for that, which I had to do, and then I could go in because they're like, oh yeah, if you fake or lie to us and you show up and you don't have your D23 ticket, your ticket is forfeit and you will not go in. Not assigned seats. It's first come. Actually, I take it back. I think the theater that they're doing it at, which is El Capitan in Hollywood, out in California, is assigned seats. Ours is not. God damn it. But that said, we are in the dine-in theater.
Ooh.
So, and we get a voucher for a free soda and popcorn, which is free refills. So for the night, watching all 3 movies, which starts at, I think I said...
It's like 2 in the afternoon.
Yeah, 2. So for the night, like popcorn and drink is just included in that ticket.
As long as we don't need like a protein or vegetable, you can sit there and eat fucking popcorn.
Yeah, but at the same time,
I could live off popcorn. I could do it.
Yeah, but I'll probably I personally I'd be like, nah, I need protein. I'd get some chicken fingers or something, and the menu at that theater is pretty cool. They've got some good shit.
This is the AMC at Disney Springs, right?
Yeah. If I remember right, they've got killer onion rings.
Okay.
Anyway, we shall report on that. That's on like October 8th,
2
2 days before the movie comes out. So we'll be able, like in theory, we will be able to review the Tron movie for the episode on the release day.
Oh, wow. Look at us being ahead of the curve on something.
What? It's almost like we finally have media credentials and get to go to premieres, even though we don't. We
just spend money on tickets.
Yeah, we just bought it.
That happens.
Yeah, but this is cool because we can pretend.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to pretend the fuck out of that. Anyway,
Yeah.
so
Weird Al concert.
yeah, but it ended up that because I'm like, oh, here's this nerdy thing. I'm going to remember my friend Garrick and ask him if he wants to go and then buy the tickets. But the thing for me is because I bought that ticket.
I'm never living this down, am I?
Probably not. And why would you want to? This is the kind of joke that lasts. This joke has legs. Anyway, and they're really nice legs. The great thing about this is my purchase of the Tron tickets, dinner, drinks, and the pedal car from the remote parking means that I didn't have to buy my ticket last night.
Oh, yeah. Look at that.
So.
Free Weird Al ticket.
Free-ish. It was free adjacent.
Free adjacent, yeah.
Yeah, it was. I'd already spent money on this other thing.
It was like, hey, I got to do this without cash.
Yeah. I was like, because you're like, yeah, it's just cost this. I'm like, cool. But if I do it this way, I've already put it on a credit card.
Da-da.
And isn't that the American way?
That's the American way.
Yeah. Can't afford to go. Charge it.
So, Puddles. Pity party. Yeah, so we're, okay, yeah.
27 minutes in,
like,
we're
where
finally
the
getting...
fuck was the story going? Oh, yeah, that's right. So we're sitting...
We didn't know.
We're sitting at the shitty restaurant, and we're like, is there an opening act? Like, yeah, maybe? Hold on. Puddles is opening at a couple of these. Let's say, oh, shit, he's doing ours. We didn't know who the opening act was.
No.
Until we were down the street from the venue.
It wouldn't have mattered. We would have gone. But
we're absolutely going to go.
Is there a better opening act?
For Weird Al? No, probably not. I was commenting because I'm a big Richard Cheese fan, and whenever you see Richard Cheese, his opening act is iPod on a chair.
Yeah,
and I think Puddles is the perfect opening act for Weird Al.
Yeah,
and also better than iPod on a chair.
Yes, and he did 2 songs that were undeniably dedicated to.
I think he likes Kevin Costner.
Yeah.
A bit.
So he lots of montages of Kevin. Oh no, that's what he started. He was singing the theme to Gilligan's Island, but to a different song.
Led Zeppelin's Stairway to Heaven.
That's right, and it works. It works. And then he went into. Was it the song from My Bodyguard or the Bodyguard?
The Bodyguard.
I don't know. We were laughing so hard. I don't think it was about the music.
It was such a fun show, and I mean, he's toured with Postmodern Jukebox, and he's done a whole bunch of stuff. His YouTube videos are great. He does Pinball Wizard to the tune of Folsom Prison Blues. Which ironically enough, I played for my dad the other day. We were going through music, and I played it for him. And it's like, who's this clown? I'm like, no, dude, he's awesome. He's pretty funny. So we watched a bunch of Puddles Pity Party music. I think my dad's like, okay, well, he's a clown, whatever.
Yeah.
Cut to a week later, I'm seeing him live, and I shot a picture of my dad. I'm like, hey, look who's opening for Weird Al. And my dad got a kick out of it.
Yeah. My daughter had no idea who the hell I was singing and had not heard of Puddles, but when I showed her, like, it was on America's Got Talent.
Yeah.
And then she was like, oh, I remember that dude, because she watched that show with her mom for most of the seasons. And
yeah, no, it was absolutely hilarious.
Yep. So that was good. We saw Kevin Costner's butt. Less family friendly than Al, but still funny as hell.
He got pied by Al later, so I feel like it makes up for it.
Yeah. So that brings up the opening of the concert. You know, he does this little like he's kind of the Godzilla character going through the city, which matches the iconography from his poster for this particular tour. With a bigger and weirder.
Yep.
Which I think is funny because one of them is like laying down in the street between two buildings, and he picks up a car, and everybody in it's screaming, and he's shaking it like and laughing at them, but not like a maniacal. It's more like a baby playing with a toy, laughing.
Yeah,
freaking hilarious. And then it cuts to Tacky, and you're the one that had said that you'd seen this bit before.
Yeah. So the last time I saw him, he opened the show with the song Tacky, and he did this bit where he started off in like in the back parking lot up at the loading docks behind the venue.
Yeah.
And they had, just like in the music video, because in the music video for Tacky, he's got a camera guy following him. And in the music video, he kind of darts off pretty quickly, but then they rotate through all of like these celebrity guests that are dressed terribly, and they sing along with the song. Well, this one, it was just him walking, and it's him walking on service corridors. He's walking through the kitchen, goes around a thing. And they did the same thing for this show, where he's walking through all these back of house areas. He passes, like, just randomly passes Puddles in the back parking lot, and he puts a pie in his face.
Yeah,
which was hilarious because they have everything is being displayed on the screen, and then eventually he works his way around and he walks out into the front of the venue.
Yeah, you could there's the little like loading street off stage right, house left from the perspective. You look off to the left, and you hear people start over there cheering. And I looked over there, and you see the light that's on the camera walking backwards, and Puddles is kind of stumbling around in the background, and he's doing his whole thing. Walks through the audience and then up on the stage.
Freaking hilarious.
Yeah. So processing, there was a lot of really great moments. I have to give honorable mention to, and I don't remember the exact name of it, but I heard that you're leaving song.
Oh God, what is that?
I heard that you're leaving.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he gets all sad, and he puts on this, velour jacket.
He starts off and says something like, "I'm sorry, guys. This one's for the ladies."
For the ladies.
That it was a breakup song.
Yeah. But it's funny because he immediately walks down the stairs. They added some stairs, like just right center stage, and he walks down and immediately sits in a woman's lap and sings to her date. Because they got a camera and all this is clearly like right now, and he's loving it. He's like, "Oh yeah, sit on her lap," and taking pictures. But then he stands up, and somebody there hands him a scarf, like this little silk scarf.
Yeah,
which he wipes his sweat off, and then
wipes his brow.
Yeah.
Does the thing, and then lifts an arm, does an armpit pat, and then he drapes it over her neck.
Yeah, and then goes through, and they keep handing him these things. Or like one of them he pulled out of like his jacket pocket.
Yeah.
Various things. And
he walked pretty far through the venue.
Yeah. And finally he gets, towards the end of the song, he gets back. He's down, still on the floor. He's not back up on the stage. And he reaches into his waistbands and shimmies out his boxers.
Classic cartoon white boxers with red hearts on them.
Yeah, just bloop, and tosses him on this lady's face and turns her and gets it. And I'm just like,
What's really funny is
fucking
he
hilarious.
pulled the boxers out of his pants. We were 3-4 songs into the concert.
Yeah.
Like it was like it was.
Yeah,
It was comical. The whole thing is just comical.
Fantastic. So, performance-wise, that was one of my favorites. Definitely an honorable mention.
Okay.
I don't know. Before we kind of go through, do you have like this like honorable mention that it was really really great, but it still wasn't like the best for you?
That probably so. He's been doing this for 40 years.
Yeah.
He has a lot of really great songs.
Mm-hmm.
And like somebody like they're great songs. Some of them are fun. But some of them it's like I enjoy the song. I kind of want to hear it'd be nice to hear this played. I don't need to hear the entire 3-minute song.
Yeah.
So they did sort of this montage.
And you couldn't do that like at a Rush concert and say, you know what, just montage these 6 songs so you can get through them.
Your classic ones, you can't do
no.
it. He can.
He can.
Yeah. And with a really talented band, they sat there and they montaged like some of his greatest hits. Like his greatest hits of the 80s. They kind of blew through it. Like, you know what? I appreciate like a surgeon. I don't need to hear the whole thing.
Yeah.
But it made room for a lot of his newer stuff, which was fun. And then so the montage was great. The other one was his polka, because he does a lot of every album. He's got like a polka
And
collection montage.
I feel like this was not one that was on an album because his last album was 11 years ago. So the songs that he did in his polka montage last night were modern songs.
Yeah.
Well, most of them. Some of them were a little bit more aged, but
most of but to your point, it's sort of keeping up the tradition of his polka montages, his polka covers.
Yeah.
And so that was a lot of fun. Him doing Billy's bad guy. That was freaking.
So those were really good. Okay, so here, next question. Something you didn't hear that you wish that you had.
That's an easy one for me. UHF.
Okay.
Arguably my favorite Weird Al song.
Really?
Well, that's one of them. It's way up there. That song is so catchy, and I'm pretty sure it's original, which is weird.
Mine is one I'm pretty sure is original too, and that's The Good Old Days.
Yep.
Yeah. The starts out for, and it's one of the more obscure ones, I think, for some of the fans, because it wasn't one that got a lot of radio or any radio play, or it wasn't like a video or anything else, but it was just really funny in its wholesome turned tragic, and it start I remember back when we were younger, life was so much simpler then. Dad would be up at dawn, he'd be watering the lawn, or maybe going fishing again, and Mom would be baking up something in the kitchen, fresh biscuits or hot apple pie, and I'd spend all day in the basement torturing rats with a hacksaw and pulling the wings off of flies. And it just gets worse from there. Every verse starts out like, do you remember the guy that ran the hardware store? Or do you remember Sweet Michelle, my high school romance? It's like, sometimes in my dreams I can still hear her scream. Oh, I wonder if she ever made it home. And just like this brilliant, wholesome, folksy, family song, and every verse ends in like, you did what? Just such a brilliant, fun thing, and it's always been one of my favorites, and I was disappointed that didn't happen.
Well, on that note, Christmas at Ground Zero.
Yeah, no, that, yeah. Which was funny, though, because when they were doing, I thought it was going to come. So when they were doing Fat, and we'll come back to the whole fat suit thing.
Oh, yeah.
When they were doing Fat, and he's doing the whole ho, ho. In the video, somebody hands him a gardening hoe, and he's like, ho, ho, and throws it. This one, it was like, ho, and Santa came out, and then he slapped him, or punched him, and
like
he spit his teeth.
would fly. Yeah.
Like the like a classic Fight Club kind of thing. And there was part of me was like, oh, they're transitioning into Christmas at Ground Zero. And
I honestly thought that too. I was right there with you.
That is certainly the kind of transition that he would do, but he didn't do it. So, but it was still funny. Now, you had made mention, you had heard that they stopped doing the fat suit?
Well, it wasn't even the fat suit. I read a thing where it's like, yeah, here's a couple of songs that Weird Al just refuses to do live anymore, because they're a little more insensitive than what people are used to. And one of them is fat, and he did it. And as soon as he started doing it, I'm like, no, like, really?
So
Okay.
I hadn't heard that, and of course, it's one of his probably more famous ones.
One of his early ones.
Certainly, like, it was a great story because I think he had said Michael Jackson was always like very like flattered, and like, yeah, dude, you haven't parodied me. That's great.
Well, and helped him out with the video.
Well,
gave him
specifically on that. Like there was this perfect intersection where they were filming the video, and apparently, Weird Al was like, hey, I kind of want to do this thing. And they're like, we just finished the video and the set's still up. And or something. I don't remember the exact story, but it was very like, hey, go and shoot it before we take this down.
Yeah. I didn't think it was, I thought it was they helped out with locations and stuff. I didn't realize it was that involved, but no, that would track though. That would absolutely track.
We'll have to Google. I hear that our buddy, Mike. So our buddy Mike from the New Zealand trip.
Yeah,
he's American, but he's Australian now. He reached out today.
He has the paperwork to prove it.
He does. He's all official and legal, and I'm jealous. But he reached out because he was having a great time, letting us know he was having a great time, laughing his ass off at the New Zealand review episode, and has an ongoing list of inaccuracies, mispronunciations, and other corrections, which he is apparently tabulating whether or not we use that information, which is kind of,
I think we're using it.
Hypocritical, because we keep telling you guys, if we mess up, let us know. And so apparently he's gonna let us know.
Nice. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Looking at you, Mike.
Yeah,
Mike.
Yeah, what the hell?
Also, Mike, Josh says hi.
Stuff we could have used yesterday.
Yeah. So so it's fun. Let us know if we're misquoting any of this stuff.
Yeah, or if we're getting these stories wrong, or
yeah. So. I do kind of want to bounce over and talk about this, just because I think that's important when we're talking about Weird Al. So, this guy's been doing this forever. So in 1983, like, he was kind of discovered through Dr. Demento and that his comedy show and everything. His
discography.
Yeah, I don't know why it sounded weird in my mouth, but the second you said it, I'm like, I said the same thing, right? If only we had recorded it. Anyway, so Weird Al Yankovic, 1983. Weird Al Yankovic in 3D, 1984. Hit 17, number 17 on the U.S. list. First one was 139. A year later, he hit 17. That's freaking huge. Dare to Be Stupid, which was another, that was great. 1985. Like, he was rolling. 1986, his fourth one. 1986, Polka Party.
You know what? Hold on. That's one of the songs that he performed that I was like, oh, fuck yeah. Dare to Be Stupid. Because I've never heard that one live before. And he did a really good job with it. So.
Yeah. So that one was... Living with a Hernia, Dog Eat Dog, Addicted to Spuds, One of Those Days. There you go. And Polka Party, Here's Johnny, Don't Wear Those Shoes. Remember that. Toothless People, Good Enough for Now, and Christmas at Ground Zero. So that's one of your favorites?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it just the overall inappropriateness of Christmas at Ground Zero is just freaking great.
Yeah, for sure. And we've used that song on different things, like our non-denominational Christmas playlist for atheists. But
and I think our Christmas special.
Yeah. Anyway, so he goes on 1988, Even Worse. This was there was bad, so this went from bad to even worse.
Well, yeah, it was Michael Jackson's bad album.
Yeah,
And,
that's what I mean.
And it was really funny because the two albums, they're wearing the exact same outfit, the exact same pose, the same font, same everything. And there was a moment in time where these two albums existed in record stores together, and when you'd line them up, it was Michael Jackson bad.
Well, and again, that went 27 on the U.S. U.S. charts. But it's funny. So Fat, which was bad, Stuck in the Closet with Vanna White, which is original. This song is just 6 words long. One of my favorites. That was actually a really good
song. Is just
that could have gone into a montage, and it didn't. So I think I'm a clone now. I think we're alone now. Lasagna from La Bamba. Melanie, which is originally Alimony from Moni Moni. Velvet Elvis. It's a style parody of The Police. Twister, and of course Good Old Days. And then next was a year later. It was the UHF original motion picture soundtrack and other stuff. 92, so he jumped to 3 years. 92, Off the Deep End, which that was the Nirvana cover, right?
Yes.
Yeah, and then Alapalooza, which was the Jurassic Park one.
Oh, from MacArthur Park?
Yeah, so that was 1993.
Jurassic Park is frightening in the dark.
And just because we're skipping through it, so UHF was 146, Off the Deep End topped at 17, Alapalooza at 46, Bad Hair Day, which...
this was the one with Amish Paradise?
Yeah, so his 9th studio album topped at number 14, which is crazy to me. And then Running with Scissors. And I don't know if you're looking over my shoulder at this.
I am not.
So if 14 was the Bad Hair Day with Amish Paradise, what do you think was his highest U.S. chart?
Which is the one that had White and Nerdy on it? Because I'm going to go with that one.
I'll have to look at it. But Bad Hair Day, Running with Scissors is in 99. Running with Scissors had The Saga Begins. Which was
Star Wars.
Yeah. My Baby's in Love with Vetter, which was an original Zydeco song. Pretty Fly for a Rabbi, the Weird Al show theme, Jerry Springer, Germs, Polka Power, Your Horoscope Today, It's All About the Pentiums, Truck Driving Song, Grapefruit Diet, and Albuquerque. So it wasn't that one.
Albuquerque.
That way, so that was Running with Scissors in 99. Then we have Poodle Hat in 2003. That topped at number 17. Let's see, Couch Potato, Hardware Store, Trash Day, Party at the Leper Colony, Angry White Boy Polka, Wanna Be Your Lover, A Complicated Story, Why Does It Always Happen to Me, Ode to Superhero, Bob, eBay, and Genius in France.
Bob is low-key an incredible Weird Al song.
Yeah, it's a parody of Bob Dylan, right?
Yeah, and it's like a general Bob Dylan parody because it's just rambling nonsense done to the theme of Bob Dylan, and it's freaking great.
Yeah. So next we have Straight Outta Linwood. He's from Linwood, California, actually, and this was in.
This has got White and Nerdy on it.
Yeah, this is 2005. And of course, yeah, White and Nerdy was the title or the number one. Pancreas, Canadian Idiot, I'll Sue Ya, Pokorama, Virus Alert, Confessions Part 3, Weasel Stomping Day, Close But No Cigar, Do I Creep You Out, Trapped in the Drive-Thru, and Don't Download This Song. It's funny as you're kind of going through here. Earlier ones are like side A and side B, and then you kind of see that delineation where it's like, we don't do that shit anymore. Next is Alpocalypse in 2011. So that was 5 years after Straight Outta Linwood. He does Alpocalypse. I don't remember this album. I'll be honest. I think I was busy that year. Perform This Way, similar to Lady Gaga,
Yep.
Born This Way. CNR in the style of White Stripes, TMZ, You Belong With Me, Taylor Swift, Skipper Dan, Polka Face, Craigslist, Party in the CIA, Ringtone, Another Tattoo, If That Isn't Love, from Hanson, Whatever You Like, and Stop Forwarding That Crap to Me. Which the live performance was great because of the wording montage going through the screen was really well done.
Yeah, he did that one and Word Crimes. Both had really great, and those I think those are just the videos for it.
Yeah, that was pretty great. So, by the way, Poodle Hat 17, Straight Outta Linwood 10, Alpocalypse 9, and his last one, Mandatory Fun 2014, topped out on the U.S. charts at number 1.
Are you kidding me?
I am not. So this is the one that has Handy, which was the fancy, the Iggy Azalea song, Lame Claim to Fame, Foil, Sports Song, Word Crime, My Own Eyes, Now That's What I Call Polka, Mission Statement, Inactive, First World Problems, Tacky, which we talked about. And
Tacky was great.
And Jackson Park Express. So this was, this one, that was his most recent album, 11 years ago. And, and it's funny because when you look at it, clearly it's number one. It's number one in U.S., number one in U.S., 9 in Australia, 3 in Canada, and then, I don't know, some others, but I have to scroll back and forth, so I'm just going to leave it at that. Anyway, that is the Weird Al Yankovic discography and where they ranked in some of the songs. Although we didn't cover some of the songs in the first ones, but that's okay. Look it up. We're running out of time.
Yeah, I was about to say. There's a whole bunch of data that you were not in the mood for.
Yeah.
More of the story is you've already missed the Weirder and
yeah, I think they're playing tonight or tomorrow in Clearwater.
Bigger and Weirder. Yeah, so you missed the 2025 Bigger and Weirder tour. They're in Clearwater.
I think he implied it was tonight, but I think it's actually tomorrow that he's in Clearwater. Because I feel like I was looking at it, and I think he gave himself a day, which would be really interesting if he made sure that he swung through Orlando and went on the Jungle Cruise.
Oh God, the Jungle Cruise song was great.
Yeah, that was great too. Anyway, so that was the concert. That's our little story about Weird Al. My favorite thing of the night. We haven't gone to this. My favorite, obviously. The 2 Star Wars songs were going to be really, really important to me. At the end, I don't even know how to describe what they did.
Oh,
but in the middle of Yoda, they kind of got into this chanting, like the whole group, and it was like this a cappella chanting thing.
It was like a Hawaiian war chant.
Yeah.
Is the best way to describe it.
And there were certainly times you're like, oh, that kind of sounds like it's got a little bit of Lion King, or this has got a little bit of Lilo and Stitch. But the audio processing on it, like I was actually looking around for delay speakers because it sounded like some of those stuff was coming from everywhere. But the physical choreography of them to stand the way they did, and it was so fast and so energetic for so long, they had to be winded. That has to be relatively difficult to perform.
Well, that always blew me away about Weird Al's stuff. Because whenever you hear his albums, you're thinking, oh, it's like an overdub situation, or he's singing this part, he goes back and sings that part.
Yeah.
And like, no, because he has this real big, I'm singing this voice, I'm doing this part, and then he's got that, and then he would do that, in real time for the whole song, just screaming it, and you're like, dude, like
he's got more of a range and is a better singer than you would imagine.
They played, so I've never seen Weird Al do this before, but I've freaking loved it. He's like, okay, we're gonna do a requests, like okay, and everyone starts shouting out songs. It's like, okay,
one of the better performed moments.
We do this a lot, and like it doesn't work if you shout out. So I'm just gonna pick somebody, and then you get to choose the song, and the crowd is going wild, and they're jumping around. He's like, okay, and he's like pointing out to the audience, and he's
And
kind
it
of
takes a few minutes to do this. It's not like like he
yeah.
he drags this out.
So he drags it out, and he's working his hand across the crowd, and everyone's screaming, and he's pointing his finger, and he's kind of focusing in, and he works his way all the way around, and he gets to his lead guitar player, and he's like, "Yo, Larry, what do you want to say?" And he's like, "Oh," and
it gets out of control for Al real quick.
well, yeah. So he chooses China Grove.
Yeah,
Was it the Doobie Brothers?
Yeah.
yeah.
and I was like, "No, what I mean is, and no, that's not one of our."
And the guy freaking incredible. Fun fact about China Grove: there's a lot of guitar solo time,
Yeah.
musical interlude space. Like there's a lot of moments where the lead singer's not doing a lot.
Well, and the really great thing about that particular song is because it's got this really, really iconic guitar riff intro. So he goes into that, and then you kind of hear the bass come in, and it is a perfect choice song for the dismantling of his emotional state, because you see him like, no, this isn't one of our songs, this is, and then somebody else joins in, and by the time the drummer and he just like, he knows at that, like, you see him on stage, he knows at that moment, well, this is going to happen. And so he's just kind of moping, but then grabs the microphone and
Freaking belts it out and crushes it.
yeah.
Absolutely crushes that song.
And it's not the easiest song to sing.
No, but like you said, I mean, here's fun fact about Weird Al Yankovic you may not have known. He's really talented.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's a really talented musician, and fucking crushed it.
So you started saying guitar solo.
Oh yeah. So epic guitar solo in the middle of this thing, and he's surrounded by a really talented band, and the guy is just crushing this guitar solo. And Al walks back to the drum riser and just kind of sits down and puts he has like
he's distraught.
It's like he's just bored out of his mind. Like, what am I doing? And he's got an arm on his leg and just kind of and I think I have a picture of this. It's like just sitting his chin out there, and then someone walks out from the back with a tray and like an overly tropical drink in it, like a frozen blue something with a crazy straw and an umbrella out of it. And just sits there and he's drinking his drink, and then he puts it back in the tray. He turns around and she starts giving him a back massage, and he's
just trying anything to cheer him up.
Just anything. He's just not doing. He's just bored out of his mind. Not doing anything. And then the guitar solo starts to wrap up, and it's sets the drink down, and he jumps up, runs back to the mic, and just right back into the song and freaking nails it.
Yeah, it was.
I think it's only the second time I've seen a band do that, or that kind of a shtick.
Yeah, no, it was great.
But yeah, totally worth it.
I guess the bottom line is, if you have not bought your tickets for this particular tour yet, you're not going to get to. But
the next time,
take advantage of it. I mean, the dude's only 65, so he'll still be out there. He'll do more,
God willing. It's a really fun show. Someone was telling me,
it's just nostalgic.
Well, yeah, but someone was telling me a story about how they didn't like. Well, it might have been you, one of your friends, didn't like Weird Al, didn't enjoy his music, but loved his stage shows because they were just so much fun.
I don't know that was me, but I had heard other people were like,
were
like, I didn't really know him, but holy shit, that were like working at Hard Rock or whatever when he came through, and it's like, man, that dude, because he's like backstage, and then he's like tweeting shit, like, and then running back on stage, so he's like interacting digitally with people. He thought like working his ass off. So
yeah,
definitely glad that I caught one.
Yeah, no, absolutely, such a good show.
Yeah.
Cool.
So there you go.
Wow. And with that, we're at time.
Yeah. So we'll jump into this. I know we have hopefully a special one that we'd planned. We hoped that it was going to be tonight, but with everything we had to cover, that other thing would have been hard to do with this. So hopefully we're doing that other thing soon.
Agreed. That one's going to be more of a rum-centric episode.
Oh, yeah. We got a very special rum episode coming for you.
Yeah. For those of you that enjoy the rum, part of the Rum and Nerdy.
Yeah. So we'll see how that goes. We've got a couple people who, like a couple home bar visits and other things. So we got some stuff coming up. Anyway, with all that, start off by thanking our great friend, Dave Martin.
DemoDavePro.com.
Jeez, that was long. We could fit a mini episode in that pause. You check us out at our website, Rum and Nerdy. That's rumandnerdy.com.
Social media is at Rum and Nerdy, most platforms.
And email us any notes. You know what I could personally use? I could use some emails from some listeners telling how much you appreciate us. I need a pat on the back from you guys. And if not a pat on the back, some sort of hilariously criticizing email belittling us for getting the pronunciation of a town in New Zealand wrong.
Yeah, no, I I think we should treat that as more of a dare. Like, I vow to pronounce every city name wrong until someone corrects me.
Yes.
Correction emails are the best.
Yeah.
But if it's about pronunciation, please send a WhatsApp voice note. That would be really convenient.
Yeah. Yeah. So we can
snip
this and like, this is how you say that word.
How many different ways can I spell this in order for these two idiots to get it?
Right.
Spoiler alert, more than 2.
The number is somewhere more than 2, less than infinity. Anyway, thank you to all of those folks, and thank you to you and for listening. And that's where you can check us out on all of our social media and get a hold of us. Any other questions? If you can't find our email, just email us and ask us for it. Other than that,
stay nerdy, my friends.
I don't know what to say. That was the most beautiful thing I've ever heard in my entire life. You truly have a rare gift, Weird Al.
We're playing a little gig next week called Live Aid, Wembley Stadium. I'd be honored if you would join the band and play that song on stage with us. What do you say?
Hard pass.